Say we're in this business for well over 200 years. You know, it's a little bit weird, you know, we're Jewish people making Arabic food, Arabic pastry, but it's our business. It's always been our business. My granddad was born in Egypt, and my father was born in Egypt. So, and before that, his father came from Aleppo, Syria, and started, you know, selling sweets in the street to people, and then eventually opened up a sweet shop. Mansoura was very well known in Egypt. It was basically a landmark there. The most prominent people of the time in Egypt were always by my granddad. They were there for over 50 years. President Nasser was a customer in my grandfather's shop before and after he was president. In 1956, President Nasser gave the order. He wanted, you know, all the Jews out of Egypt, so they left in 1958. So there was a lot of tension, and you know, he just decided that it was time to leave. It broke his heart, you know, from what my father tells me. You know, he cried for 3 days straight because, you know, you have such a huge business like that, and it's time to, you know, pack everything up and leave. Eventually, from Egypt, they left in '58, and they went to Paris, France, and they stayed there for a little over 3 years. And eventually they waited for the visa to come to America. It was hard, you know, they had to start over from scratch. You know, after having such a tremendous business in Egypt, he basically did everything on a, you know, little micro scale here, you know, and he started. The store is open since 1961. You know, there was nothing like this at the time in America. There was maybe in all of America 3 people making, you know, Middle Eastern sweets, and my grandfather was one of them. I've been in it all my life. You know, we've been in the store since we're kids. I'm 42. I'm born here. اتربينا في الدكان. I always saw it being done, but you know, it's hard. You have to kind of put your hands from it. So I started baking first in the oven, baking my dad's trays and things like that, learning how to bake the right way. I was always happy when my father would give me a compliment. You know, he'd go outside, he'd look at my baking, see if the stuff was baked the right way, baked to perfection, you know, and then he would tell me, you know something, you're a master baker. He would always ask me, you know, how'd the بسبوسة come out? How did this come out? And I would tell him, you know, I'd reply like in Arabic, ممتاز جدا. The recipes, I guess, were my grandfather's and his father's before him and so forth, but every recipe, I guess, gets modified over the years, and you know, you tweak it a little bit here and there, and you know, you always improve. And it's my father who really, he improved even on his dad's recipes, you know, just because they were always, you know, fanatical. They always believe in giving the best quality to the customer. You know, it was always like that even in Egypt. The way we do it, it's an art. You know, we still make everything in round trays. It's much harder. If you see the Knafa, it's rolled in a round tray. It's harder to do, you know. Right now, I'm gonna show you how I lay the Knafa out, and I'm gonna roll it with pistachio. And I'm gonna show you how it's rolled and how it's put into the tray. And we use these weights, and as a matter of fact, these are weights that they brought with them from the old country, from Egypt. And we still use them today. I've never been there, and you know, I'm not born there, but I feel like it's part of me. You know, بحس إن مصر وطني. I feel like it's my country. The first thing I would do if I go to Egypt is probably go straight to where my granddad had his store, and I would love to you know, see where it was and just reflect back and say, wow, you know, my granddad had a shop here, and my father walked around here, and my grandfather and my great-grandfather. I'm not married yet. Hopefully I'll get married. I'll have children. They'll take on the name also, and we'll continue it. We were a landmark in Egypt, and we're a landmark now, in this country.